Hello and welcome. It is the 28th day of February 2019. My name is Derek. All bets trades of the like within each his own risk and their own reward. DGB, I'm going to start off with this within this evening's video. Not much going on with Bitcoin, so I'm not going to cover that one. But I like how this thing is leaving amongst its 18 average. I already talked about this earlier, so I don't want to spend too much time amongst this. But we're having the retracement from point A high to this point B low, and really we're still running from this run from this low back in here. The price action is working on right now, possibly its fifth up day in a row. With day four in a row have been up. There's only been one down day since February 20th. There's only been two down days since in here, and three since the day of the bottom, back on February the 12th. Upward momentum most certainly in play, but I like how this has come here, retraced, starting to go higher. I own about 2.5 times more of this coin than I did 36 hours ago, or 38 maybe. As I managed to pick up some here, right around 279, I think it was, or 278, 279. And then I bought it around 284 in here, I think, the day before, which would have been on the 27th. So probably here as it was breaking out. Makes sense, because it was near lunchtime. So I bought in here, almost like a panic buy, really. It's like, I don't own enough of it. I know I want to buy more, and I'm probably going to get a decent amount more. What am I waiting for? And then same thing again. I recently did some videos regarding DGB and Litecoin. Let's just go over the videos that I've recorded today. Starting off within the crypto day morning, which talked about Theta. And Theta right now is not selling off right at this point. It's very close to 4,000 Satoshi as I'm doing this video, or as of 15 minutes ago when I last looked at it. Then DGB technical analysis. Of course, explaining a lot of stuff that I'm talking about now. BTC Litecoin cross using spreadsheet. Huge volatility. Only 36 views. And a lot of these comments, by the way, are not real. It's unfortunate, but there are people trying to spam and trying to advertise, and they always get rejected automatically. Like almost always, they never pass. There's one that does. Sometimes they do, and if I spot it, I'll take it away. But I'll always spam. But anyway, huge volatility. What I did was I took the prices of DGB and I took the prices of Litecoin. I got the ratio, divided it by each other. And then what was the close every day. So I look at it and say, okay, this is where the price ratio is. I'm going to trade it if it goes up to this or down to that. And I kept on doing that for every single day. And the movements were just phenomenal, beyond phenomenal, as were the results. As I then took the data into the buy low, sell high with DGB and Litecoin, and just going over this type of strategy and the trading that I talk about amongst the my trading strategy, I guess it's on page 2 now. My best market trading tutorial series. There's 41 views here on this one. But it's using that type of trading strategy. And then the views of part 253. I think it's really good information. It's unfortunate that the views counts are that low, but that is where it is. But regardless of the fact, the way it worked out was turning what was 100 Litecoin, or just a 9x gain on the Litecoin and a 3.6x gain on the DGB. Just trading them back and forth. I'm thinking today, you know what? I mean, it's almost a viable strategy for me to literally sell everything I have and just only hold DGB and Litecoin. Don't even own any BTC. Just own the two. And I'm not going to. But I can hold it all in my hardware wallet, and then when the day comes where the ratio goes to a direction for a desired trade, make the trade, move your coins back, and then wait for the next one. So on and so forth. Now, again, not going to do it, but after Cryptopia had everything that it went through, to say that it was an eye-opener would be an understatement. So moving as many of my funds that I can into the hardware wallet, this one I can do so as well. And the exchange fees are important. You don't pay much for this, as I was mentioning earlier. 0.1 for me to take my DGB off the exchange, so that would work out to about 30 Satoshi right now. Okay. And if this thing goes up to 6,000, and it would be 600 Satoshi, okay. That's, that's not much of a withdrawal cost. Like 30 Satoshi to withdraw my DGB. Okay. That's it. That is how it is, which is a good thing. But as this market is looking in here, I really do like how you have the high in here, correctionary low coming back to where it came from in here. Since that point, has maintained a nice little uptrend, getting above this level of resistance. It came back to it on two different time frames. Now, after establishing this level of resistance and coming back to this point here, it's retesting it right now. That situation I do not like and trying to predict. Doesn't matter the time frame. Usually doesn't matter. What are we going to do? Are we going to have a decent correction at least to around here? Or are we going to have a nice move at least to around here? And I don't know. But I realize if it goes down here, that doesn't necessarily mean it's bearish. And I've seen many bullish situations make that higher low, usually come back to the 18, which is where that would be placed at, then break higher, maybe just go sideways and stop for about 5 periods or 6 periods, and then go higher. Possibility there. But I realize if it breaks past this, why would I want to sell at 294 or 293? I'd at least consider it up to 300. And then when I look at this, even, 300, because that's where this high is pretty close to at 303. And how about ApeCoin? It's starting to take off. At least on the hourly time frame it is. Low volatility, no, not that. Low volume or low supply, that's another one. The volume is very low. And amongst the daily term, having these lines like this, tremendous. What would be ideal is for this market to come up and test this level around 1400 and then come back to 1000 within the day. Because it does it all the time and it's profitable. Whether it goes up there and stays, that's fine. But that's AidCoin, AID. Theta, again, just will not stop going up. 39.52. Very close to that 4,000 number last hour. Completed. It's just 3 minutes into a new hour right now, as we can see, 56 minutes and 20 seconds left. That this thing is just soaring. So it's gotten up to about 39.90. Still in that area of that potential resistance, which coincides with the Binance open highs at 4,048. The November 30th highs at 36.95. And right now it's at 39.59. So it's in that area. Even a small pierce above would be there. But if we're not going to find resistance in this general area, well, albeit this thing has the potential to really go off. And I know I'm showing all the same codes over, and a lot of that is because I'm trading less coins. But Komodo's looking pretty good still. I do like this pattern. I think that this has got extreme probability odds. And I like on the weekly how after this decline, band flattening out, how after this end of the year rally attempt, it's spent many a week supporting in this band and leaving it in the middle of February. I like how it's been holding it ever since. This thing to me looks rare and ready to go for a big, big price move. Some levels where I would expect it to go conservatively would be in around the 40 area, and that is extremely conservative. And maybe all it does is it gets back up here and continues its range game. After all, it would be in the bottom end of its range, and this would be the upper end. And if it does that for the next 5 years, then that would be spectacular. But what's interesting about this is this coin has done something for the most part during its entire run. At least since the breakout in May of 2017. Since it has left 10,000 Satoshi, it has practically spent the entire time in 5-digit codes, which means it hasn't even had any kind of like 20 or 40x move, which It's kind of weak. Kind of. Well, you're only. Oh, you only went up like 642% that year. Wow. Okay. Nice try. And I realistically, sarcastically use that type of tone because so many coins are available to make. Oh, 70, 140x moves. Congratulations. How you feeling? Kind of deal. Oh, you just retraced down. You lost 31 times your value after you made a 79x gain. Now, this one, overall, it did make a decent gain from like 5,000 Satoshi. It made a 20x gain moving up from 5,000 to basically 100. And then 100 down to basically 15. That's like a 7x decline. So as a lot of these coins were having very wild moves. In comparison, this one hasn't. And the reason I bring it up in this kind of level is what happens if resistance is taken out of this upper area. For yes, conservatively we go here. Realistically, we retest previous highs at least. But if it gets above this, then now we're starting to talk about possibly at least even going up to here. Oh, 250, 300, 400,000 Satoshi. Okay, that's what cryptos do. When they're ready to go, they go. But this is looking like it's doing some training at Gold's Gym, which is a workout place, at least the one back in the 1980s, 90s they were popular. Or we got Rocky Balboa training for a big matchup. And it looks like the bulls are taking over control as I talk about this market. It's in phases of moves. The bulls have their turn, the bears have theirs. So the bulls had their run here, then the bears, then the bulls brought it up here, the bears bring it down, the bulls bring it up, bears bring it down, the bulls sneeze to turn, then the bulls had their turn, and then now it's just a battle. Who wants the dice? Who wants the dice? And then the bulls are like, oh, yeah, we'll take it, and we'll see if they're going to do anything with it. I think they will, and I definitely hope they will. And then Vertcoin back to its area on the weekly. Daily term time frame. It's holding this little area. It can still come down here, I guess, and suppose if it needs to. But it looks like overall that generally the cryptocurrencies are ready for a decent sized move, as we are now pretty much at the 2-year anniversary of when the 2017 rally begun, which was basically the end of February, start of March. I just surpassed my second full year of trading. Just a few days ago, I have entered my third year, and I had a much better rookie year than I did my second year as far as trading, but that was the case for everybody for the most part in 2017 compared to that of 2018. Now here's a coin I haven't talked about, at least not in a long time, Ravencoin, which was going down. And well, this was a coin that I used to have access to doing stuff with. That's because I had it on Cryptopia. And on January 14th, they had a security breach, which means for a while I was down, and now I'm barely up since that point. But it's been an eye-opener. With Cryptopia, as they had a security breach, a few $1,000,000 worth of cryptos stolen, and it's now been over a month and a half since the fact, and they're announcing they're coming back online at the end of the weekend or by the start of the next week. And that is how little, that's better, how little can you put on the exchanges? You need to have buy orders and sell orders at certain times. 100% understandable. But if you're into situations where exchanges have problems even beyond their control or any type of exit scam one may be doing, you want to reduce your losses to the most minimal exposure that you can. For they always say if you don't own it, you don't hold it, you don't own it rather. Well, that's true. Now, as of today is concerned, I can take every single crypto on Poloniex and I can easily trade it on the market. I can withdraw everything I want. Same thing on Bittrex. Same thing on Binance. Right now, that's not the situation on Litecoin. After all, many of my coins and everybody else's on there are still in that of hostage, but they're getting freed. And that is a beautiful thing for me. So moving forward, trade less coins, trade them at a higher, or own more, trade them, or own more of fewer coins. Again, that's why I own 2.5 times more DGB and of the like. What I'll probably end up doing within Cryptopia is withdrawing a lot of the funds like this, probably selling it off on the market. I don't think I'm going to really want to trade Ravencoin anymore. Ethereum Classic, sell it on the market. Zencoin, probably the same thing as well there. I got DGB on there, so I'll put that in my hardware wallet. Same thing with the Dash, same thing with the Doji I have on there. XBY, I'm going to have to be putting that onto hardware wallets moving forward. But at least as we move into its opening, I'll be able to arbitrage XBY at least as Coin Exchange is trading it. So as long as there's two exchanges within it, I could always try to buy and sell at amongst the same time, something that did better than magnificent for me in 2017 with XBY. Back then, it was traded on sites like Cryptopia as the new one. It was also traded on Yobit and then the cryptocurrency exchange. Not a big fan of Yobit or the C/SEX site. On the opening, I'm expecting a lot of sell-offs, especially with something like XBY because it's heavily traded on that site and it's not in reference to other places. And I'm hoping it does because people are going to be selling as their eye opener in as well. They want to get out of cryptos, they want to get off the exchange. And/or I should be saying on it. So that means coins they really can't withdraw, and XBY is one that they might not want to send to somebody. They'll just sell it on the market, I think. Which to me, I'll be ready with open arms, not literally of course, to be buying their coins. Furthermore, on that site, your coins like Dash and Ethereum and Litecoin and DGB and Ravencoin and every other coin that is available in other exchanges, I'm going to predict will be on sale on that site for an extended period of time, probably even close to a day and a half. What do I mean by cheaper? We'll say Ravencoin, for example. Right now, you might notice that there's maybe a 375, 376 bid ask. It's exactly what it'd be as I see them moving. Well, if say this was back, you might notice that the price on Cryptopia might be 368, 365. So you can arbitrage it. You can buy and move over. A lot of that's going to happen. Litecoin, 2% lower, maybe 1.5%. Always, maybe the odd time you might see a 3-4% dichotomy differential amongst the two across the board. And I think any and all coins in which are highly affected its volume on Cryptopia, basically all the small ones mainly, well, don't be surprised if they go through major losses. So therefore, I might end up even depositing Bitcoin in there to try to get a bit of arbitraging done. Buy whatever coin and then sell it on some other exchange in that type of realm there. I'll see how it goes when we get there, but definitely something I'm considering. Now with what I own there, I own a lot of XBY. So again, I'm going to be looking to move that to hardware wallets and then split them amongst all the exchanges. And I'm still hoping it goes on Bittrex, Binance really soon. That would be spectacular. I have Litecoin on there, and a decent amount because not only because I own a lot of it, but because that was a based exchange and currency market that I was trading on there. So that Litecoin will go to my hardware wallet. Again, all the other coins that I can put in there, like the Dash, the DGP, and Doji will go in there. Coins like this, sell it off on the market, and then just go for there. Probably after I'm done, I'll probably have a fraction of the XBY that I have on there now, and even a fraction of the Bitcoin that I have. Probably withdrawing close to 75-85% of my portfolio on there. Not because I don't trust the site, for I think they have handled their situation from what I have seen very well. But because I've learned to try to aggressively trade as well as you can, keeping as little on there. And I already figured out I can leave none in there and still aggressively trade. Via, as I say, just move 100% of the coins you want to sell from your hardware wallet to the exchange, sell them on there. With what you buy, you move them to the hardware wallet. Thank you for tuning in to this evening's video and have yourself a great day. Bye bye.